All right, this is Judson Powell. Welcome to the fastest 15 minutes on the internet and social media. I talk about politics, religion, and spirituality. So, I want to talk to you about the whole Trump impeachment thing. And the reason why is because we know that the Democrat from Texas, Mr. Al Green, and I love that, love and happiness. Anyway, but look, okay. Now, let me get this straight. So he couched this bill, and then they rejected it. So now there were 137 Democrats that rejected the proposal. All right, those 137 Democrats should be put on blast. And let me explain something to y'all. We need to stop voting for anybody that does not have our best interest at mind. And that is just the truth across the board. We keep on voting for people just because they this, or just because they that, or just because they're a Democrat. But let me tell you something. I was one of my Facebook friends. She came on there and she said, the Democrats and Republicans are basically two heads on the same snake. And it's true. And that proves it right there. They don't want to impeach Trump. If they wanted to impeach, look, they impeached Bill Clinton for having a consensual sexual relationship. They spent $35 million trying to investigate Bill Clinton and then impeached him. We don't even have to investigate this man. This man has collusion. This man has sexual assault allegations. This man has rape allegations. This man has pedophile allegations. He has all this stuff. Plus, he's an open, blatant racist. Now, that goes to show you right there that they don't care about us. They don't really care nothing about us. And this whole thing is all about the white supremacist racist agenda. And that's what it's about. It has nothing to do with, with is this man qualified to be president? Is he, should he be president? Is he capable of being president? All of that kind of stuff. And the answer is clearly not. He is hated around the world. Y'all saw the reception that he got in England. Y'all see all the stuff that was going on while he was on his way to England, while he was in England, and then after he left. Nobody has endeared themselves to this man. And I'm talking about even the people who support him, they vote against their best interest. Half of the stuff that he did, you got all of these people that voted for him, they were veterans and this, that, and the other thing. And then what does he do? He turns around, takes their benefits. He's got little kids in concentration camps. And we're just all sitting around like nothing. So at least Mr. Green, tried to impeach him. At least Mr. Green is not completely with his head in the sand, and then he came out against, the four congresswomen and told them to go back to their country when most of them have been citizens longer than his wife. So why you going, and then they try to get on the news and they're like, oh, well, no, that's not what he meant. Yeah, that is what he meant. Stop, and they cover up for him. They do all kinds of stuff trying to basically make it seem like, oh, he just makes mistakes. Well, he's made a lot of mistakes, and he needs to be impeached. Black people, I'm just telling y'all, Africans, whatever, coloreds, Negroes, whatever y'all calling yourselves, African Americans, whatever y'all calling yourselves now, African descendants of slaves, whatever it is you're calling yourselves right now, you should not vote for any of the 137 Democrats that refuse to impeach Trump. And I don't have the list, but it's online. Go online and get that list. There's 137 of them that voted in Trump's favor. So guess what? It is the same. It is the two heads on the same snake. The Democrats don't care about you. The Republicans don't care about you, and we should not vote for any candidate, not a single solitary candidate that does not have our best interest at heart and does not have a black agenda, does not have any type of agenda or purpose for us. because all it is, everything that's been going on ever since Obama left office, everything that's been going on has been a smack in our face. The incidents of brutality, of hate crimes, of all of this stuff has gone through the roof. And people feel like they're justified doing it because we got this idiot as a president. And I mean, and it's like, we got to stop the whole, and we even got black people that are cooning, and supporting him. And we got people that are, we got pastors that have come out against Colin Kaepernick. Why? And most of these people, they have made that issue. That's another thing. They have completely missed the point of that issue. The point of that issue was not the flag. It was not disrespecting the country. It was none of that. It was about the fact that black men and women are being murdered in the streets by the police. And most of them innocent, or they've done things that don't deserve for them to die. Sandra Bland literally got a traffic ticket and ended up dead. I mean, come on, y'all. Eric Garner literally got, I guess he was, pack of cigarettes or whatever it was, I mean, come on, for real. And now the activists for Black Lives Matter, they all turning up dead. People are turning up dead. Just, and all of this is happening under this man's watch. But yet and still, he's not saying nothing about it. Nobody's really into it, or nobody really cares about it. And then we got literally one congressman who actually cares. And then the four lady congresswomen, to sit up there, and they're the only ones that are challenging this thing. They're the only ones that are saying anything. Everybody else is sitting on their hands. It's like, what are y'all waiting on? And then so y'all gonna wait on the election. And that's why I kept telling people, look, they not doing nothing. Nancy Pelosi has done nothing. And I had a friend online who was defending her, talking about she hasn't done anything. She should be leading the fight. And do you realize that that's that they would be the most popular people in America? That's the other thing. I don't know who's advising them, because most people in America and most people around the world would love to see Trump get impeached. And whoever led the fight to impeach Trump would be a person that would be endeared towards the American people. But that's not what it's about. It's about white supremacy prevailing. About white supremacy. Oh, you heard, and once again, we heard what Mitch McConnell said. Mitch McConnell said what? He said, oh, we gave y'all a black president, so now, since we gave y'all a black president, we don't have to do nothing else for y'all. They don't want to give us reparations. They don't want to have serious conversations about anything. And the other thing that needs to be done is there needs to be the removal of what? The Electoral College. They stole 2 elections. Basically, the Bush-Gore election, that was stolen. Nobody voted for Bush. Everybody voted for Gore. And people are smart enough now. We don't need the Electoral College. We just don't need it. It's not necessary anymore. The same thing with Hillary. Everybody, well, Hillary didn't campaign hard enough, and Hillary didn't do this, and Hillary didn't do that. But she still beat Donald Trump by 3 to 4 million votes, depending on who you believe. But then the Electoral College took it away. So it should be one person, one vote. One person, one vote. Electoral College, it's gotta go. It's gotta go. We don't need that anymore. We have credible resources in order to get news, information. In fact, there are people all over the internet that spread news and information that was never spread before. The technology is one of the things that's starting to even the playing field, because now we're getting these cops on film, even though they still not convicting them. And we're talking about America, and they talk about all these values that supposedly America has, but this president has put little kids in concentration camps. And then he got mad, the administration got mad when they called it concentration camps, but that's what they are. And Representative Cortez, that's what she was like, look, Here's your definition. The Webster's definition, the codis inscriptus, for all of you people that know that, it basically, you're starting concentration camps and you have little children being separated from their families. And none of these people are criminals. Oh, well, they crossed the border. And then giving orders that, that the military can shoot people at the border and all this kind of stuff. And these are unarmed families. And most of them are exiled from their countries in Central and South America because of the politics of the United States of America. Most of these people are not Mexicans, y'all. I live in Arizona. They're not Mexicans. I'm just telling you, they're not Mexicans. But they put this generalization on everybody. They put a generalization on everybody so that they can become racist against them, or they can have an agenda against them. And they're not taking your jobs. I guarantee you, anybody who comes here, there are plenty of jobs. Look, you can get a job at Amazon tomorrow. You can get a job driving Uber tomorrow. You can get a job in the hospital tomorrow. You can get a job laying bricks tomorrow or doing whatever. But you can't tell me that you can't get a job. And there might be some states where jobs are not plentiful, but in most states right now, jobs are pretty plentiful. That's one thing I guess the Trump administration has done, but mostly it's a carryover from what Obama did. So nobody is coming here taking your job. Not to mention they're not legal. So because they're not legal, they can't get this, the thing. And then here's the other thing. There was a report that was talking about how there's probably 1 million undocumented Europeans that are over here illegally, and nobody is going out trying to find them or try to find who they are. Nobody's trying to deport them, but let you be a Haitian or let you be a Puerto Rican. And the funny thing about it is, and even Trump, look at this. He's so dumb that he doesn't even realize that Puerto Rico is the United States territory, and he talking about he was going to do something to the president of Puerto Rico. It's like, dummy, you are the president of Puerto Rico. I mean, so that's what I'm trying to say. But this dude is the president of the United States, and he doesn't, But anybody that's a color or anybody who's not white, Anglo-Saxon, Protestant is done with. Or anybody who doesn't follow, whatever agenda it is they have, and let's reiterate once again that most of this is about population control. Has nothing to do with jobs, has nothing to do with immigration, none of that. It's about population control, because the white supremacists realize that they do not have the majority anymore. And as long as there are interracial marriages and there are biracial children and all this kind of stuff, their numbers dwindle. In fact, their birth to death rate is 1-to-1 already. So for every one born, one dies. Okay, and as those numbers increase or decrease over the next 10 to 20 years, that's how come they're trying to mess the census up. There's a whole bunch of stuff going on, and the agenda is to keep white supremacy in force. And if we can't keep white supremacy in force, then then they lose power, they lose money, and they lose control. All things that they don't want to lose. All things that they don't want to lose. But remember, find out that list. 137 Democrats voted for Trump. 137. And everybody, look, we got petitions, all kinds of stuff going around, and the American people are in favor of impeaching Trump. But guess what? But white supremacists are not. And Democrats are just as much white supremacists as Republicans are. Don't get the game twisted. Do not get the game twisted. They have the same exact agenda. The same snake with two heads. All right, that's going to do it. Fastest 15 minutes in social media here on the internet. My name is Judson Powell. Hit like, hit subscribe, do all that good stuff. I love y'all. 137 people voted for Trump. when they should have impeached his behind. Bye, y'all. I love you.